Hello there. Today's topic is about paraphilia. I'm Nathan Tobias, a medical student at KSMU Core. Paraphilia refers to recurrent, intense sexual urges and fantasies involving unusual objects or activities. Occasional fantasies are considered as normal components of sexuality, eh? So that is normal. But to be a disorder, these urges or fantasies must cause a significant distress or impairment in functioning and should persist for at least a period of 6 months. So these urges, when they become a nuisance, when they become when they cause significant impairment in functioning, when someone is not able to do their work, someone is not able to go to school because of these urges and fantasies, and persisting for 6 months period, that is when we say that is a disorder. The etiology is categorized into two parts. There's a classical conditioning and the temporal lobe dysfunction. So starting with classical conditioning, uh, whether stimuli were present during initial sexual experience, it becomes paired with a sexual arousal and orgasm. Mm. The second one is about temporal dysfunction. We know temporal lobe is part of the limbic system, and the limbic system is responsible for our emotions and behavior. So the temporal lobe is responsible for managing one's emotion, processing information from your senses, storing and retrieving of memories, and understanding language. So any disorder of the temporal lobe will produce symptoms which affects behavior, like sexuality. This table shows a paraphilic disorder. There are about 8 paraphilic disorder. So it has two columns, the paraphilic disorder column, and the second column is about descriptions. The first one is pedophilic disorder, and this one is whereby there are sexual fantasies or urges or behavior involving sexual acts with a prepubescent child. The child is aged under 13 years. The second one is folkloristics disorder, whereby sexual arousal from touching or rubbing against a non-consenting person. There's also voyeuristic disorder, sexual arousal from observing an unsuspecting nude. Someone is naked and someone else is watching them and feeling aroused sexually. There's also exhibitionistic disorder, sexual arousal from exposure of one's genitals to an unsuspecting person, like an exhibition. There's also a sexual masochism disorder, sexual arousal from the act of being humiliated, beaten, bound, or made to suffer. Can you imagine that? Also, the sixth part is the sexual sadism disorder. This is sexual arousal from the physical or psychological suffering of another person. So when someone else is suffering, someone else feels aroused or sexual pleasure. There's also a fetishistic disorder, sexual arousal from the use of non-living objects, or example, shoes or non-genitals. So these are fetishistic disorder. Someone gets sexual aroused after using a non-living object, mm, such as the shoes. Someone might be stroking against the shoes or a non-genital body part, and they feel aroused. The last one is transvestic disorder. This is whereby one is sexually aroused from cross-dressing, wearing a dress of an opposite sex. Example, wearing an opposite sex clothing. Example, a woman say underwear. Okay, guys. Can you tell me what this picture entails? What kind of paraphilic disorder that this picture shows? I can say this might be a pedophile. This looks like a pedophile because this girl here, young girl, is a prepubescent child under the age of 13, and this one is an adult. So this one, uh, This picture shows a pedophile. What about this one? I would say this guy could be a futuristic, futuristic, because this guy is rubbing against this woman, and as you can see, this woman feels disturbed. She looks angry, and the guy is like enjoying himself. What about this one? Mhm. The guy is watching someone who is unsuspecting through a camera, and the guy is enjoying himself. That person maybe is an opposite sex, like a woman, and she's a nude. Maybe she's undressing somewhere, preparing for birth, and the guy is watching. What kind of paraphilic disorders this might be? Mm? I would say this is voyeuristic disorder. Mm? Let's see here. Voyeuristic disorder. Voyeuristic. See, sexual arousal from observing an unsuspecting nude. This is a voyeuristic disorder. Okay. What about this one? I could say this is a exhibitionistic disorder, because this guy is undressing and is showing his genitals to these guys, to this woman and and that person. Is showing his genitals like an exhibition. So this is exhibitionistic disorder. What about this one? It looks like the guy is hurting himself and is smiling. This one, I would say this is a masochist. Masochism. This one shows a masochism disorder. The treatment include first of all, the treatment is difficult to treat paraphilias, but the following approaches might be taken. The first one is CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. In this part of therapy, therapy, it is a combination of two approaches, cognitive and the behavioral approaches. So the treatment follows a protocol or manual with the homework assignments between therapy sessions. And during therapy sessions, the patient and the therapist set an agenda. They review homework and they challenge the cognitive distortions. So the patient learns how their feelings and the behavior are influenced by their thoughts. And usually the treatment is brief and may last from 6 weeks to 6 months. The other one is group therapy, whereby two or more patients they meet and they do a group discussion whereby they exchange ideas, they exchange their experiences from each other, and they share different coping mechanisms. The last one is insight-oriented therapy, whereby the patient are being taught about their illness so as to gain their insight, to get their insight. And these are my references, and thank you for watching the video. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please don't forget to hit the red icon to subscribe. Thank you and have a nice day.